Well, the used car market has changed dramatically, and a lot of it, I think, has to do with changing philosophies, strategies, and tactics, what have you. If you're not familiar with Dale Pollak, I do suggest you pick up his book, even as a sales consultant, because there's a chance that your store management team has gone to either his philosophy or program, Velocity, or a hybrid of that, or some idea very, very similar, which basically promotes the quicker turn of the inventory, and it really benefits the whole store in general, particularly the wholesale situation, but also the service department particularly picks up more profit. But what does it mean from a sales consultant standpoint? You know, what does that mean to us if we're going to go to a 60-day age policy? And by the way, note the differences. Age policy is way different than a 60-day turn. If you tell somebody you're on a 60-day turn, your used car department is not operating extremely efficiently. 60-day age policy means that these things are beginning to be scheduled for wholesale come 45, 50 days, and they plan to be out of there at 60. And the reason behind that, again, is to go ahead and turn inventory quickly, clear up dollars for what would be perceived as more profitable dollars, and again, keep that service department machine rolling. So our job as sales consultants is to move this inventory as quickly as possible. In fact, it behooves us from a profit standpoint in the store, from a growth standpoint, to move them very quickly. That's why if you don't have a wish list or a want list on your desk or on your computer, you need to get one today. Now, that being said, you need to walk the inventory as well. You need to see what's coming in. Chances are your used car manager, used car department is looking at a lot of different vehicles and trying to find a way to keep them and turn them, but they're being a little bit selective also. So if they have something that might be a high risk or higher risk than normal, they may move it far more quickly. You won't have the opportunity to sell. So keep that want list or wish list for your customer so that you can get to that used car manager and say, hey, I got somebody on this vehicle. You are going to want to move these cars within the first 10 to 15 days from a sales consultant standpoint. Certainly within the first 30 days, because that's where the gross is going to be. Part of the philosophy is taking a look at what these vehicles, these are all market-based pricing, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute and how to build value with the customer. But it's a percentage of market. And, you know, if it's a fresh, good unit, low miles, great condition, we're going to start at well over 100%. Not like 120, but generally 108, 110, 112% of market, and try to earn the money that we deserve on the vehicle. But as it ages, chances are with this program, it's going to start dropping just a bit. So you're going to have to find other creative ways to create gross. But just keep that in mind. Again, your job is to turn quickly. Now, obviously, your store is going to take care of you. They're going to have some programs, I would imagine, on aged units, and it's good to pick those up as well. Sell what you can sell. If you're selling 15, 20 cars, 25 cars, you know, a certain percentage of those are going to be minis or close to them. Accept them and move on. You are going to make your money if you keep these things in mind. Now, let's speak to the customer that just comes in and is talking about the price of your vehicles. You have to nip it in the bud right away. You do not want to wait until you get to the closing area or the write-up. It's not going to work well for you. Okay, the first thing, if there's any talk about price or even use it as a preemptive strike, that you will be happy to know, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, that these are value-based priced and they are market-based priced. And what that means is almost everybody is utilizing similar programs. We know what these are selling for in a 250-mile radius or what have you, and we price them right. We price them to move. We turn our inventory in 30 days or less. We do that for our good customers and for their friends and family to make sure that we have a great selection for them that is ever changing. And that's why we do this, and it's for you. Everything that we do, keep in mind, whether it be policy, nobody cares about policy or procedure, process, what have you, it's out the window. Customers don't care. If it's for their benefit, that's why we do it. It's for their benefit. Find a way to make everything about them, and you'll do very, very well. But again, market-based priced. There's not the margin that there used to be in these vehicles, and we don't just pull a number out of the air. Okay, this is done very scientifically with strategy involved. We do want to turn these vehicles so you can rest assured you can point to any car on this lot, say, I'll take it, and be rewarded with a great deal. memorize these type of word tracks and use them as positive value statements with your customer. You will love the results. Now, we spoke a bit about market-based pricing and why the facility is doing that, why we're doing that, why we're offering to the customer as a benefit, remember. These vehicles are well reconditioned as well, so you have to remember that. But also, I want you to keep in mind that the customer is still going to have questions about price. They're still going to try to hit you up on price. You have to be able to counter transition and close to a presentation. So this works very well with used cars. And if somebody says the price is too high, you're going to want to dig a little bit deeper. When you say it's too high, do you mean that it's too high for the vehicle or too much for the vehicle or more than you wanted to spend today? The first one means that there's a value issue and you have to overcome that. The second one means it's a budget issue for which you can counter that obviously your budget, what you budgeted and what this vehicle will sell for in the marketplace are not related. You know, perhaps this isn't the right car, or let me show you why this is worth the money. And you can transition to a presentation. So basically you're going to counter, transition, okay, and close to the presentation part, not the deal, but to the presentation. Let me show you why this is worth the money. Okay, this price is too high. Well, you can counter again. Remember, I spoke, if you watch some old videos, and we're gonna get into some more. My counter transition close, I prefer to counter customers. I don't like to say, well, I agree it's too high, or I agree it's too much. Isn't everything all too much? No. Actually, these vehicles, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, have been selling very, very well for just a bit more than this, according to the marketplace. Let me show you why it's bringing the money. Let me show you why it's worth the money. And these are things that you have to do to build your confidence level and give you a better opportunity to sell the car. You'll find out if it's not the right car for them. Okay, if it is too much car, again, not asking for the sale, wrong car. Two biggest reasons we don't succeed with that customer. We have to be very careful about this, but that's part of the needs assessment as well. We'll get into that a little bit more. This is mostly about used cars, and I want to take your used car production to another level, and the way we do that is understanding how these things are priced, why they're worth the money, and how to show the used car. So I hope you have great luck. Please comment or please give me a call. HamiltonSalesTraining.com. Rob at HamiltonSalesTraining.com is open to you, and I'd love to hear from you, but I hope you're having a lot of fun and selling a bunch of cars. This is going to be new. Like I said, it's more of an evolution, trying to evolve the business just a little bit, and we're going to talk more about feigned indifference and the technique, which are the two foundations of Beyond the Walkaround, or at least that philosophy and the idea of building value, and basically just allowing the customer to be the customer and taking the shot when you have it to go ahead and close the deal. You're going to like it a lot. So hang in there with me, and again, all the comments are appreciated. I hope you have a great day. Talk soon. Bye.